Nu är nya Casumo.com här. Just nu får du dubbelt på kontot och 110 gratis chanser att vinna storkovan. Casumo, ett casino. Casumo.com.
Damn, son, we're back now, and it's the ESEA Invite League, and it's Season 17. Dignitas and Fnatic. We had a bit of an unfortunate issue earlier when Mouse Sports and the Virtus Pro were going to play, and they ended up not making it on the server in time, and we had to delay that match until sometime tomorrow. But now, they are on the server. We're only missing 2 people, and we're just about on time as well. So welcome back, everybody, to the show. This is Room on Fire, of course. So I'm not here alone. I've got Semler and Vendetta with me. Semler, tell me, if you are here, how much you love first season.
Ha! Somebody's been reading chat.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I just need to see more season played, basically, to get a real feel for it. Because it always feels like it's just like in ESEA that we get to see season, and then you never really know what to expect because you go into it and you never really know if the teams have got anything at all prepared for this map because this is like the only league that it's actually played in. And yeah, it's just like it's a very odd map. It just feels like it's thrown in there, so I'm never really sure what to expect from the games that we're going to see on this. Like going into it, Dignitas, I think we've seen them play quite a bit on it. We've seen them play several games on it, but they also have like a source background, etc. So
yes.
they know the map. But Fnatic, do Fnatic know this map at all, apart from having to play it in ESEA?
Well, Vendetta, you're the dirty saucer here. You're gonna have to convince us. I mean, this map is played in Source mainly. I mean, we've seen it in Global Offensive for a while. So I think Semler's point is valid. Dignitas, mainly a Source team. Fnatic, maybe not so much.
Yeah, that could definitely come into play. Obviously, there are a couple of changes to the map from Source and CSGO, but obviously the architecture and the layout is more or less the same. So I think that's going to be in the benefit of Dignitas, but as you also pointed out, it's not like we see season being played all that much, and we don't really see it anywhere outside of ESEA.
Well, that's actually changed because now apparently, like Face It have included season. They dropped Cobble for the first season. We haven't seen it once in Face It, but we have seen it, or like they've put it into the pool. And there's also Star Series, but like nobody plays season. They don't play season unless they're forced to play season. And as far as I know, the pros aren't very happy about having to play season either because they're just like, well, why is this map in the pool? Why do we have to practice a map that we're only gonna have to play for one tournament pretty much? Because the other one we could just ban it out, right?
See, I think that's the main concern, and it's a discussion that we've been having for quite a while in the competitive scene now, is why can't we have a unified map pool across all tournaments, right? That's obviously, and there has to be a priority for the community as a whole. So somebody should step up and take charge, and I guess that's kind of what Valve have been trying to do with forcing certain maps on the community. With the Majors series, I think the unfortunate thing is that a lot of people feel like, well, those weren't the right maps, essentially.
Sure.
And then we've ended up in an awkward position anyway.
Well, that's valid.
I wouldn't actually mind seeing season instead of Cobblestone if it came down to it.
Well, I'm really curious to see Cobble now, just because of the changes that Valve have made to it since the major, right? They've made quite a few adjustments based on what they saw happen on those maps, because we saw Cobble so often throughout the entire tournament, so there was a lot for them to actually see and go off of. So they have made changes to the map. So I'm curious, like I want to see teams playing that map now just to see how those changes play out. But the other thing is, it's like what? The next major is going to be, like, you're assuming they're going to go off of the active map pool like they did for Gamescom. So it's like, why aren't you trying to just get Cobble and Overpass into these pools so that we can see more games on it, so that the pros have more time to practice those maps and we see better games at the next major?
Yeah,
I think I think it could be very easily fixed by Valve being better at announcing things.
Well,
easy as that.
Well, there's that. Or it's like
that's hard to argue against, yeah.
If you announce a tournament 4 months ahead, then you have time. People have time to add the maps into the map pool, and especially if you do something similar to what ESEA does, where they have Nuke Week and Dust 2 weeks, that type of thing, where it's just one map per week. I don't think it would be a big problem to have, let's say, Valve announces that remake winner is going to be the next major, and that, or at the time of the announcement, there is 3 weeks left of ESEA. For them to swap out the last 2 weeks with the 2, I guess, new maps that Valve have added for the major, that shouldn't be a big problem.
I have a proposal then. Maybe this is something we could do. Like, we being us here at Room on Fire, maybe we could just like be the guys who head a coalition to try and basically bring all the tournaments, all the players, like come up with some middle ground and say these are the maps. Then take all of that to Valve and then say, if we pick these maps, can we all have them all in in all the tournaments, basically?
Well,
but like, it's all futile unless Valve agrees on it, because we can have happy thoughts and rainbows and sunshine all we like, and have the perfect IDs, I guess, or in our head the perfect IDs. But if Valve has a different idea of what's perfect, then we won't get anywhere.
Well, as long as they decide it, right? When it comes down to it, right? At the end of the day, everybody, nobody could actually decide on the last map because it was like Tuscan season, right? Everybody wanted cash, but then, what do you add as the other map? Season didn't feel like it was up there yet. Tuscan has only just now been released in, a beta stage? Yeah. So, it's like Valve were just like, okay, we're going to put Cobble and Overpass in there because those are competitive maps that we designed and we want to see them played. And now we're actually seeing interesting matches on Overpass, for example. Cobble may need some more work, but at the end of the day, the next tournament that Valve are going to put together, they're not going to have season. They're going to go with the same map pool that's going to be at Gamescom, that was at Gamescom. So having season in here is basically just say like, it's trying to thumb your nose, but it really just kind of looks like, I don't know. It's a bit odd, really.
And just to make everything even more confusing, FM Pone, who's the guy responsible for brushing up the sort of visual quality of a lot of different maps, Cash being one of them that Volcano made, he's also remaking Season. And the remake looks really cool. Very sort of, I don't want to say futuristic, but very modern looking and very bright as well, which I'm a huge fan of bright maps in general. I think dark maps are terrible. So yeah, he's remaking the map, and I think in a lot of people's minds that makes it an even stronger candidate to be picked up for tournament play.
That's the thing, and then the thing is that do we see then that map added into the competitive map pool, and do we see it put in with the next operation, and then is it going to be at the next major? Like it gets really interesting from there, right?
I think that's the key thing. It has to be, according to Valve's own logic, or the Valve's own logic from talking to them at Gamescom. Seeing how the majors are a community event, more or less funded by the community, right? They want community members to understand what they're seeing, which is a fair point, and I completely understand the logic they have behind that, because obviously the majority of people who play CSGO play matchmaking.
The vast majority.
Casual. Yeah, exactly. The vast we're talking like 95% plus play matchmaking or casual games only. So they won't know of the custom competitive maps that pros play a lot of the time. But if they're added into the matchmaking pool and so on, or an operation, something to that effect, then they can get some sort of familiarity with it, and that's also going to intrigue them if they see it in a tournament, unlike seeing a map you've never seen before and trying to figure out all of that as the game goes along. So I think
it's to streamline that idea, Ven, is basically, if they see it on a stream, they want to be able to go and do it in the game, or vice versa, right? It's like, oh, I know this map because I played it just last night, or shit, look at what Get Right just did. Maybe I can do that on Dust 2 too.
Exactly. So that's the thought process from Valve's point of view, which is completely understandable and very fair. And I think it's a good idea, but you just like to see them add the maps that we want to see into the operations, obviously.
Yeah, it's kind of an elaborate discussion, but I think it's one worth having every once in a while. And it would be cool if there was maybe a little bit more communication from Valve, and then some communication between all the different tournament organizers. I'm talking about, DreamHack and SLTV, and obviously anyone else who really wants to do anything in Counter-Strike should be in on that discussion. And then maybe if we could find some common ground, that would certainly help the teams a lot. Because you're right, it is a little bit tricky for people to be worried about season when most of the time they worry about everything else but basically.
Yeah. I wonder that's why I wonder going into this match, it's like Dignitas Fnatic. Well, Dignitas have a little bit of experience to go off of the map in general, etc., right? But how much practice have Fnatic actually put into season? Seeing as how, they've been able to veto it out of the other two leagues that they're playing in. And ESEA is the only one where it's like, okay, you have to play a map, right? So is this going to be like Fnatic just losing because it's like, well, we have one league we need to practice this map on. It's better for us to spend our time on maps that are actually going to get played for us in the majority of the leagues we play on, right? So we're just going to kind of write off season and see how it goes.
Well, I guess you that's kind of how it works for Dignitas as well. Even though they have experience with the map from 3 years ago, right? That's probably the last time they played Season somewhat actively, right? So that's a pretty big gap in time. So I don't think it's going to be more down to you see two very unpracticed teams slugging it out, more or less. Because you talked about it when we were discussing the maps during the break, that you thought Season was a boring map. And I can understand why, because so far we haven't seen teams play well on Season. Because teams don't practice Season enough. No, so you're not going to get excellent gameplay from any of the teams.
Let's follow up on that. You know, it's like I used to think Inferno was boring until we just saw a whole lot more of it, and we saw all the teams just get better and better at it, and then all of a sudden you start noticing all the little details on it. So that's why I say maybe I just need to be watching more Season and playing more Season to really get a firm understanding of what's actually possible, because it doesn't feel like we see the teams really go too deep. And we are live at the game, right?
Let's get it on here. Fetish already having a little bit of a battle with Olofmeister, and it's actually going to be falling back to spot him out. There are a lot of people over here by the B bomb side, but in fact the bomb is all the way over at A. And the stretch, the length of this map is absolutely immense. So if Dignitas make a rotation too early and the bomb goes down on Flusher, who's the only one here, that would be a huge mistake for Dignitas. That could cost them the round instantly.
No, that's the big worry, isn't it? Over-rotating on this map. T-side are going to go in for the push. Olofmeister manages to find Sipnix over on this B site, and they're pretty much clearing out the B site, and this has actually prompted the rotation out of Dupree off this A site. Device is going to move off as well. A little bit slower, but Flush is about to walk right in, and he's going to be able to get the plant scot-free.
Oh, good kill coming in here, but yep, the bomb goes down. Device actually turns around and kills Flusher. There's still one guy in here. He had JW, so now it's an interesting 2-on-2 with the bomb already down here. Dupree taking a fight. JW not landing the shots at all, and Dupree will drop him. And Crims, what can he do to stop that? There isn't a kit picked up right now, so maybe Crims has just a moment here, but it's already in defusal here. AC gonna get shot in the back. He's gonna go down. He stopped the defuse, and Dupree, I think he has just enough time to get the diffuser. It's going to be really close. What a scary pistol round here for Dignitas. That could have gone horribly wrong.
Oh my god. Wow. Talk about cutting it close. That was amazing.
Very scary. That, Vendetta, that fake looked like it should have worked for Fnatic. And I think I said they only had one person. They actually did have two people over at the Spiral Staircase here. But, yeah, it seemed like that should have worked.
But it's not due to their fake failing, at least, because they got two entry frags on the B-bomb site, which obviously prompted the rotation. It more or less came down to the fact that Dupree manages to pick off the guy who was planning from Fnatic so early. Or no, that was actually Device, my fault. So Device was able to pick up one guy on that A-bomb site so early, so they kind of got a control over the situation, and Fnatic never really got into a comfortable position where they could, well, basically take advantage of the fact that they've gotten the bomb site.
Yeah, now they do want to see if they can rush into this B-bomb site. They've got Fetish to deal with here with an MP7. He's already put up one Molotov. This MP7 can land him a lot of money right here. They don't have any armor on the Fnatic side. But they are going to try and run down Sipnix. He gets a kill as well. And Fnatic not making much way right now. Finally, they pick up a kill. And might be able to get the bomb down too.
They might be able to, although they are getting cut up here. So Dupree's already got... He's on upper right now in this site. Crims will manage to find Fetish in the end. Fetish was fairly low, however. Good shot here for Dupree. He's going to be able to drop the bomb carrier. Goes for the spray, but he can't control it well enough, and he's not going to manage to pick up Olofmeister. So Olofmeister's now turned this into a 1v2. Finally gets caught by AC, but still, that's a good eco round for Fnatic. They get 3 kills, despite the fact that they didn't get a bomb plant. They forced Dignitas to spend quite a bit of money this round.
Absolutely was.
And that's going to come in handy because obviously getting the bomb plant down in 2 rounds, or 1 round, I mean, the initial pistol round, that's going to make them have the opportunity to buy up now. And if they manage to win the round, then there's no chance of Dignitas actually being able to buy up.
Now, grenade in the middle here does actually fairly decent damage, and Crims is going to go down. JW next in line. There's 9 bullets left here on AC in the middle. He's going to be shooting a little bit more, but that's a really good start for Dignitas. And that actually drops the bomb in the middle now, which means they're going to have to try and get control of it. Olofmeister is in there, and he can pick it up. I don't think he's being challenged right now for it. So maybe Fnatic can recover again.
One of the issues that Fnatic are going to have to face is the fact that Device is already clearing out the underpass area. Flusha picking up Cygnix is obviously great for them, but still, they don't really have that much room to work with because Device is going to be in prime position to actually punish both Pronax and potentially Olofmeister as soon as they try to get on that bomb.
Yeah, especially Pronax here is just seconds away from death. They are forcing AC back a little bit here. Device, this is just down to timing. You must have heard Pronax shooting in that vent, so that in itself is a really big audio cue coming in here. AC could get backstabbed again. How much they're walking all over the map. This is just a complete chaos. It's going to be down to timing. Nothing but timing. It is going to be.
But look at they're already closing in on this B site right now. Device and AC. AC's going to have to worry about Olofmeister finding him. And there you go. Olofmeister manages to walk up behind him undetected. Flusha will spot out Fetish, so they know where Fetish is holding from. Below the upper area. Olofmeister's going to be able to jump down on him, but not before Fetish gets one kill. Turns this into a 1v2, and Device, he's still behind them, and he's still walking this whole way. He's going to be able to stop Flusha from planting that bomb, and with 10 seconds left, Olofmeister just doesn't have the time.
He can't even fake. He has to straight commit to the plant here, and Device knows it, but Olofmeister's smart. Hiding behind his barrel means he can't really be stopped. The grenade won't kill him. He's going to peek out once. Device doing a good amount of damage and spraying through. Now they're about even. Device very low on health here, and Olofmeister, one more click of the Glock is going to be enough. Device trying to hide in the corner, and Olofmeister not sure exactly where he is. Device picks up an AK instead. He has no idea, and Olofmeister might be able to do this. He's going to come out, and he does get the round. A great double kill, and a great one-on-one here from Olofmeister. But what a crazy round. That could have gone absolutely either way.
Yeah, instead of Device being the one who manages to backstab either Pronax or Olofmeister is the one basically creating all the space for Fnatic with his backstab onto IZ. And that also puts Fetish in a really awkward position where he kind of has to dive in and hope for the best as the two other Fnatic members close in on him from the other side.
Watching basically going to be the mid battle right now between these two teams as Fnatic are going to pick up 2 frags. Fetish does get caught, but that wasn't exactly mid. We do have Fetish still peeking about, but it's going to be AC taken out now, and this is just, well, Dignitas trying to do their best, but it's not going to pan out, really. They aren't really able to do too much here.
Now, a bit of an attempt. I like the double grenade in that they did that last round as well, and they did it this round, just throwing 2 grenades towards the middle, and Fnatic do run into them, but it's not enough to get more than the 1 kill here on Pronax. And JW is going to get found, or gets finding Siblings in the middle instead, actually. Looked like he could have gone down, but instead he picks up a double kill, and we're now at 2-2, which is pretty good news for Fnatic, and in fact, Dignitas are going to have to save one more time. They really can't force up this time around.
And what we've seen so far with a lot of battles going back and forth in mid, that's probably what we're going to see a lot of the entire game. I think the most focal point to control it, most important point by far really on this map to control is mid, because it allows you to make your rotation so much faster at CT.
Again, the nade. Dignitas are controlling the bomb, but only with pistols, so I'm not really sure that's a little bit too soon for them to celebrate. This grenade, though, JW could be killed by it. He walks back just in the right second, and that's pretty fortunate.
And they missed the opportunity to actually pick off Device there. A team flash comes in. Sipnix is actually going to manage to nade down JW. And we're into a 3-on-3 now. Fetish and Sipnix are pushing up, and this is going to be Fetish getting cleaned up. Flusha now getting 2 kills, managing to get control of that bomb again. Olofmeister, he's on the other side right now. He's finally coming close to mid to support his mate, but Device is expecting this to be a B play. He's made the right call. That's if they connect, they actually commit to this. Fnatic are running the bomb over to B. Device has made the right call. He's going to be in a position to be able to mess with them a little bit here.
Yeah, from up, Flusha, who is carrying the bomb, could be going down. There's a good smoke from Flusha. Nice, careful play. Olofmeister gets shot a little bit in the back, but now they know exactly where Flusha, or where Device is. He's going to try and take down Flusha. Can't find the kill. He doesn't have a kit. He's going to go down. It's a triple kill from Flusha. Really, really good eco rounds coming out here from Dignitas overall, I would say. And they get a lot of rifles taken away from Fnatic, but it would have been even better if they could have won it. And this round they almost could have.
That wasn't far off at all. I'm actually surprised that Device opted to shoot for Olofmeister because he spotted him once and then he kind of took a step back to think whether or not he wanted to take that challenge or not. He might have been better off going for Flusha, but then again, I guess he assumed that Flusha was planning in the smoke and it would be hard to find.
That's when you go in swinging the knife, right?
Yeah. In any case, it was a really good eco from Dignitas.
Pronax going to be found by Fetish, and that was in the vents leading into the middle. And Device is also going to find Flusha, so this is a pretty decent opening now from Dignitas. Some pretty forward positions, both in middle, which is not uncommon, and Device over at the spiral staircase over by the A-bomb side. Not that uncommon either for Season. But it works out in both cases, and that's obviously the best you could really hope for.
Yeah, ideally ideally we hope to see how many rounds exactly get picked up here by Team Dignitas on the CT side for them to consider this a successful half. Like that's what we need to kind of get an idea of already to just judge exactly where Dignitas stand, as Device for some reason shoots AC in the face. That was a bit of miscommunication there from the Danes. But Ben, like, how many rounds are Dignitas aiming for here on the CT side?
Ugh, that's impossible to tell, really. With how few games that both teams really have on this map in CSGO, it's a bit of a crapshoot. Who knows? 4 rounds could be enough for Dignitas if Fnatic are awful on their CT side, that type of thing. You don't really know because they've played it so few times. I'd say that they would prefer to win the CT side.
Grims walking up into the bomb side. He's going to get taken down, and JW is going to fall as well. So they kill Sipnix, but Device will pick up a triple kill and 3-3. And to answer your question, I think originally they were probably gunning for 15 rounds in the first half, if that was possible.
That's actually, yeah, you're probably right.
Okay, hardy hard.
I can't help myself, Son. I'm so sorry.
Well, one thing that's fun to note is that I was curious because they did manage to pick up JW's AWP, but then they decided to drop it again. So I was curious if Device or Fetish was going to pick it up for Dignitas, but it looks like Dignitas are content to sit with rifles. They're not really looking for that scoped gun.
Oh, is it going to be a B-rush here? Sipnix has the M4A1, in fact. So, great grenade. That's going to send Pronax flying. This is an anti-eco round from Dignitas, but Sipnix is making pretty quick work of the rest of Fnatic, and JW is going to go down as well. And Semler, what you just brought up, I think, is a very important point, and a big mistake, I would say, from Dignitas, because do you remember what happened last time somebody stole a weapon from JW? That was
yes, we all know what happened with the swag.
Exactly. JW's weapon is, in fact, magically imbued with the power of JW, so if you can pick it up and use it against him, man, that's good. So
but maybe that only works with the Max 7.
I don't know. I would have saved that. Definitely would have saved it.
I can see why Dignitas are opting not to do it, because they like to push out into mid, which is something I'm a big fan of doing, and something that I really like Dignitas are doing. And they can't really be as mobile with an op, especially seeing how Device is normally the guy opping for their team is playing towards the underpass stairs.
Oh, Crim's taking a fight. Dupree on point here with the M4 in the middle. It's going to take down 2 people. In fact, a 3rd kill coming up for himself. He's going to go for the 4th. He's going to get it. Olaf Meister's down. Dupree looking at an ace. He's going to pick it up. He just killed Fnatic. The whole of Fnatic gone to just Dupree in the middle. What a sickening performance.
He looked so calm as well. It just looked like he was DMing there on an aim map, basically. You know, just 2-shot bursts after 2-shot burst. A little bit of a control there on Olafmeister, but still, Dupree never looking flustered at all. Total control of mid. And I'm scared that that's going to be like the story now for Dignitas. It's basically, Dignitas, okay, it was a bit of a bumpy start. They never, they didn't get the economy under them. Didn't really go their way at the beginning, but now that they've got the money behind them and now that they've kind of woken up a bit to the map, I wonder if it's going to be more of the same here. Fnatic are going to be able to find a way to rattle Dignitas now. Dupree just looked entirely too calm there. Like, it didn't look like he was under pressure at any point. He was just, taking shots, no problem. DMing, basically.
Well, Olaf looking for the Juan Deke onto AC. He did a bit of body damage, but not going to be the kill. And AC knifing the wall while taking a peek. It's a good idea with the knife. Obviously, you strafe a little bit faster if you have a knife out. Which you didn't always used to do in Global Offensive, but there was a change made at some point, and it's a nice little bit of an advantage there. Device going to take down Flusher as well, and it is, of course, an eco round coming out from Fnatic. Vendetta.
Yes.
You said they like taking aggressive control in the middle, Dignitas, and the way they've been doing it for almost all rounds so far has been by double grenading. Is there anything Fnatic can do to stop that double grenade, or do they just have to wait and accept the fact that Dignitas are going to take the control?
With the current way the spawns are, and there are static spawns in CSGO, they kind of have to live with it. Obviously, you could take a risk letting JW pick up an op, or whoever has the best spawn for mid pick up an op and just take the first peek, because you're most likely not going to die from those nades, from the double nade being thrown in from Dignitas, and you could potentially pick up a kill. So that's something that they have to consider, but there's not really any way you can avoid it. You don't really have the spawns to actually get out before they actually do pretty decent damage to you.
And you can tell you'd be running through smoke as well. That's a great pickoff from Sivnix. Olofmeister was actually seconds away from catching Fetish there. So that's really unfortunate for Olofmeister. That would have been a big opening. But it seems like the smoke and double grenade towards the terrace side of middle works really well. Now Fnatic actually do have mid control, so let's see where they go with it.
Now, one thing to note is the Device has been listening to them stomping around this entire time, so they have an idea of where Fnatic are right now. And you do have Dupree kind of covering that mid-entry in case Fnatic try to wrap around through there. A lot of control, a lot of focus right now from Dignitas. They slowly drift closer to this A site, only leaving Sipnix over by B. And he's going to be able to run into Pronax soon here. Still looking to see if Fnatic are going to try and force their way onto A, or if they've just been making all this noise to try and cause a diversion, and it looks like that was the case. They were trying to make sure that Dignitas think that this is going to be an A play, when instead they're going to go up for the B.
Look at Sipnix. If he just stays here, I think he's going to get basically a free kill on Pronax. Pronax checks. That's such thorough work from Pronax. Very impressive. I think if he hadn't checked that corner, that would instantly kill the push here. So nicely done by the Swedish captain. That's impressive. Dupree taking a fight long range and almost kills JW, but the bomb is down and it's a 3-on-3 retake here, so Fnatic might have a chance to get a 4th round, and it'll be really good for them to stop Dignitas right here, because the Danish team have a lot of money on their side already. Krims looking for a shot, going to take down Dupree. AC drops Pronax, so they're still just trading back and forth, and Krims is going to pick another one, and there's JW to finish it. Great work from Fnatic. Very nicely done, and I have to say, even though Pronax only got 1 kill and actually Krims got a double, I still think that round is credited to Pronax for checking that corner.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If he dies, then Sipnix, there was such a big gap between Pronax and the next Fnatic members, so Sipnix would have had no problem actually just repositioning and getting into another wonky position for Fnatic to attack. So him picking off Sipnix was definitely huge.
Yeah, very, very thorough work.
Thorough work indeed. I'm kind of curious to see if Device is going to push into the 2 Fnatic members here, but they go around the corner fast enough to get into mid, and he's not going to have any action there. Dupree, currently up in vents, though, he's very close to Fnatic, but again, everybody's kind of just avoiding each other until Flusha manages to catch Device peeking around ladder, and that's not going to help things here for Dignitas. They're now down a man, but look at Dupree. He's going for the play around the corner, but he had a nade out. Pronax gets a freebie.
Olofmeister is going to get taken down by Sipnix, but this is still a good opening for Fnatic. Even losing a member over there, it's going to be really tough for ESEA, I think, to hold this bomb site alone. Flusha walking in and just casually strolls and takes him out. Fetish, good amount of damage, and follow-up grenade here could do something. Fetish almost takes down 2 people. Flusha and Krims barely surviving, but they do survive. And that means Fnatic are almost certainly, well, they are going to pick up this round here. Sipnix not even really attempting for it. He's just looking maybe for some extra kills if he can. So what went right this round for Fnatic that hasn't been going so well for them in the other 4 rounds they've lost?
First off, they caught out Device. Device was obviously using the sound to what he thought was his advantage, with them running towards the door, trying to get behind them, really. The fact that Flusha turns around, picks off the Device, and with Fnatic probably having recognized how the current Dignitas setup is, that allowed them to really work efficiently towards that A bomb site. So basically, it came down to them finding opening frags, which that's kind of how it's going to play out a lot of these rounds, seeing how they probably haven't practiced all that much on it.
Yeah. Flusha actually died to the bomb. It's not a huge deal, but some money lost that maybe they could have, spent a little bit later if they end up losing more rounds here. So yeah, entry frags is what we're looking for. And yeah, Fnatic, they're definitely a team you can rely on to get some good entry frags.
Yeah, when you've got Flusha, when you've got Olofmeister, JW, I mean, these guys, even Krims has been showing that he's perfectly capable of picking up good frags. And I feel like a lot of what we've seen so far has been coming down to, who's going to win the aim duels. And they need more of Dupree, but Fetish is going to manage to pick up the first frag. Flusha takes him out immediately, though, so it's a 1-for-1 trade over in mid. But Dignitas are still spread out around this map. Fnatic now have a bit of control, but AC's about to peek. He eats a nade, but Flusha gets him with the kill first with the gun.
Some very curious positions from Dignitas this round that we'll try and get into a little bit later, because we've got to see if Fnatic can actually make this a win. Right now, they're pushing towards the B bomb side, and Sipnix is the one defending here, the jail area. And this corner is kind of good, but I don't think he can actually kill. I mean, even if he had killed the first guy there, the chances he would have killed everyone else would have been very slim. Dupree looking for a headshot on Krims, but Krims is just going to ignore him and put the bomb down, because he's got his body Flusha there to land the headshots, leaving Device all the way at the A bomb site with nothing much to do. Now, Fetish was the first guy who got picked off on the Danish side, and he got picked off by standing in the middle by the squeaky door, looking down towards the terrace stairwell coming into mid, and that was a really weird position to me because he had no backup there. What do you think, Ven? How did he end up there? I think Device was maybe close by, but he wasn't close enough to help.
That wasn't close enough at all. And Dignitas the last couple of rounds actually moved away from retaining that mid control. They've maybe initially started out with 3 people towards mid, nading in, but they haven't actually actively played for mid control, which I think is a bit of a mistake. And they don't necessarily need to get kills or anything like that from that mid hold. They just need to control the map in a sense, so they have the opportunity to rotate through vents if it's a B push, so they're not just locked into certain paths where they can attack Fnatic from. And I think they need to go back to that, but still now we see AZ being the only guy towards middle at all.
Yeah, they do have the double set up towards B, which this round could be a really good idea, but they still need that opening kill. And JW has an AWP, so Fetish, okay. You can just shoot people with smoke if you feel like it. And that's obviously that's another way of going about things, I suppose.
Fnatic giving away their position as well, right? It works both ways. Unless you've got an M4A1, if you're going with an AK or an M4A4, you're leaving tracers. And Fetish, he just tracks him right home. So man advantage now for Dignitas, and they've still got 2 guys over on this B site. So if Fnatic tried to get tricky or do anything, the defense would be strong. Dignitas really going for that 3-2 setup, but JW's right on the edge. Pop flash, Sipnix has to stand his ground, but he's actually going to manage to dodge back.
Yeah, good grenade comes out, does a little bit of damage here. Sipnix could still get found, and it's JW. And that C-set 75 AWP combo is so ridiculously strong on him. He's so good at it. And he takes down the player inside. There's still Fetish holding in. He's covering the bomb right now. So Fnatic, it's going to be a really tough bomb site to take here. Not sure they can actually do it. Olofmeister is here, and Pronax is somehow all the way at the A bomb site. I think he was supposed to backstab if they got the bomb down here, but because they haven't, it's not working out so well.
There's still time for Pronax, though. Or actually gets found by Dupree.
Yeah, that's the thing. Dupree, he turns around in time to spot him. Pronax, they know now that he's the last man alive here. Olofmeister's been cleared out from the site. Pronax will win versus Device, but then walks into Fetish and Dupree both, or Fetish and AC rather, but nice hold from Team Dignitas in the end, making the right call as to where things were going and managing to hold on to that advantage once they got it. Once they dropped that bomb, all they had to do was sit on it and make sure that Fnatic couldn't flank them anywhere.
Going to put us into the 14th round, and this time Dignitas actually did retain the AWP that they picked up, and JW's purchased one on his own, so we'll have to see how if this makes any difference to the Danish team. They've actually been denied mid-control this time, and Device can hear, again, he can hear the people running up towards the squeak door here, and maybe that's why AC is moving over already. They are making a lot of rotations right now on the Danish side, just based on sounds.
Yeah, not wanting to give anything away. Fetish may have a golden opportunity to pick up a frag over on the B site. Olofmeister just hanging around the corner. In the meantime, it's still Fnatic focusing on mid control, but already Device. The flank is coming in through Device. Exactly. He's all the way back in T-spawn now. He's going to be able to go for a big flank on 3 Fnatic members here if he can just round this corner fast enough.
Now, last time he did this, he actually was a little bit too late to the party. This time, it seems like he's right on time. He spotted JW, spotted Crims as well. He spotted the bomb. This is such a lot of information. He has to come up big here, otherwise it's going to be just way too painful. Crims goes down. Next in line, JW. They just only now realize that Device does pick up 2 kills, and that's enough.
Pronax, though. Pronax has gotten into a pretty okay position. Actually, he's going to go back from it. He could have potentially picked off Sipnix if he decided to rotate through jail, or even pick up Fetish as he moves through events. But as of right now, I still think Dignitas are in an okay position. Well, there we go. I had to curse them, right?
You had to curse them. Good job. Dupree actually didn't hear whoever it was that came out towards the horseshoe then, and that's a big problem. That meant he instantly went down, and I'm pretty sure there was some noise. Fetish trying to flash his way through, not going to be allowed. Pronax with a great triple kill, and Fnatic winning around in spite of being in a 3-on-4 position there. And I think a lot was simply decided by that the action over by the horseshoe here. He didn't have a ton of time to react, but he had at least a half a second or a second or something like that, where he could have heard the terrorist player running through.
He did hear him. He did hear him. He just couldn't tell if he went down the stairs or if he was coming towards him. Like, you could tell Dupree kind of like shifting his aim. He wasn't sure if the Fnatic member had gone down the stairs towards the bomb site or if he was coming up towards him. So he kind of turns away and then comes back fast enough, but he wasn't fast enough readjusting his aim there. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Sometimes the sound works out that way.
And really terrible for Dignitas because now they're in a position where they're actually playing the 15th round here with pistols and armor. Does pick up an AK as Sipnix trying to reload as fast as he can. JW around the corner, and he's not going to be able to take him down. That would have been a huge kill. Now AC's walking in, and the rest of the backup is coming from Dignitas, but very likely going to be a bomb plant here. It is a 3-on-3, but it'd be hard for Dignitas to win this round.
The last time this happened, Dignitas got swatted down. Crims has spotted out Dupree, and that's going to be the first frag for Fnatic, but now they're actually under fire. Both players here for Dignitas trying to come in from upper. Only a CZ75, and, well, 2 kills come in for Fnatic, and that's going to be a very nice hold. They're having a lot of luck over on that B site right now, but that was the 15th round.
Yeah.
So 8-7 will be the final score. Fnatic actually coming out ahead in that exchange, but I'm wondering if we're going to see the same.
Well, I don't know. I think the Swedish team is going to be really happy with this 8-7 scoreline. So going into the second half here, it's going to be rough. I think Dignitas need definitely to win the pistol round, and they need a lot more than that. It's going to be a huge uphill battle for the Danish team. If you're just joining us, big welcome to the show. This is the ESEA Invite League Season 17, and you're at Room on Fire. So thanks to everyone for following the channel and for subscribing and all of that stuff. We really appreciate it. And now we're going to get into the second half here.
You know, what I'm curious to see now is Fnatic, are they going to be able to play the CT side effectively here? Because, you know, you need to have the rotations mapped out, you need to have the positions mapped out, and communication. Of course, communication is key, and Fnatic are very good at it, but are they familiar enough with the map to hold it effectively here on their CT side? Dignitas currently just grouping up 4 guys over towards that A site, and there's only 1 man there to defend right now for Fnatic. That's Pronax waiting right around the corner here, but he's about to get zerged down. He spots him just in time.
Oh, Dupree running through the fire to kill Pronax. That's some determination. Almost a little bit of a personal grudge here. Olofmeister trying to hold the bomb sign, and JW has taken down Fetish, so right now it's a 4-on-4. Olofmeister charging through. Nobody spotted him. Sipnix finally turns around, and now it's just a mad trade going back and forth all the time, and it feels like Fnatic are not coming out on top right now. They're taking a long time to get these kills, and with the bomb already down, they don't have that kind of time. JW, though, taking matters into his own hands. He's going to be in a 1-on-2, and they could just hide right now. They don't have to fight him.
Oh, he doesn't know the device is up there by Dupree either. He has no idea where device is, so he keeps checking the other angle. Device actually going to catch him off guard. JW taking a lot of damage, and Device will get the job done in the end, getting the drop on the Fnatic player. Team Dignitas picking up that pistol round in the end. It was close, though. You would think that they would be able to hold a bit better there, but AC just couldn't kill JW. They had like a 5-second just pistol fight where AC was just unloading his mag at JW, and he couldn't find the frag.
Yeah, JW was actually, he started out aiming for AZ's head, and it was like, well, it's too small of a target, and then he just started ramming it into his feet instead to actually down him. But Dignitas hold on, so that's a good start for them, and as you pointed out, Anders, it's probably the start they needed.
Had to get it. AC will take down Pronax as well. Kind of an aggressive move for Fnatic. I really like that idea. And I like even more the fact that Olofmeister is like a late addition to this push. Probably going to be really hard for Dignitas to see this coming. AC down there will go down. So right now, it's still a 2-on-3. Fnatic doing a lot of work in this round.
They're getting a lot of... Yeah, exactly. They're doing a pretty good job here. And there's still Crims and Flusha alive. Each one on a site, though. Crims is kind of close to mid. Flusha's still sitting on A, but that's where the bomb is going right now for Dignitas, so he could be in a pretty good spot here as he rounds into Horseshoe. He's about to walk right into Dignitas. If he can get the drop on them and get a kill quick, this could be a good opening here. Crims still around mid, but he's not that far away now. He can rotate fairly quickly over to this A site.
Oh, if that grenade had landed, it would have been so beautiful. Flusha will still pick up the kill, and I kind of wish they would have not put Sipnix in first once he was already that low. Crims could be a bit of a hero here. CSET 75 is sometimes enough. In fact, oftentimes it is quite enough, and they don't know where he is. He could get the first kill and turn it into a 1-on-1 instantly, but he doesn't land the shot instantly, and he's going to go down still. I mean, in terms of eco rounds, this is a big success for Fnatic. They kill 3 members, and, well, they can't buy themselves yet, but Dignitas are under a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, it's actually kind of similar to the kind of eco that Dignitas had in the first half, yeah. The big question is, can Fnatic do it 2 times in a row, like in the first half?
Will history repeat itself?
Yeah, exactly. That's the big question.
I'm curious. Oh, you can't break those windows. Okay. Regardless, Dignitas gathering up once again. 3 guys towards A site this time around. They have Fetish kind of holding towards mid, and I believe Device over by B site. And Device might be rewarded here. He's holding this angle. JW's going to walk right into him, and that's going to be a nice kill. 1 man bites the dust, but Fnatic still here.
It's a good idea for them to wait around for Fnatic to push aggressively, because they've already got the information that they're keen on doing that. So might as well just wait and let them make the mistakes until you really are forced to do something. Fnatic here by the horseshoe is going to be going down, and that pretty much gives them the A bomb site. In the middle, Fetish is also fighting it out with Crims, and this is a much better round for Dignitas in terms of anti-eco. If they can hold on to the rifles, it kind of makes up for the last round where they lost 3 rifles.
Yeah, that's going to make a big difference for sure. And Fnatic right now are kind of just trying to position themselves to do some damage here. Olafmeister, however, is running away, so maybe just doesn't want to give the extra $300. But he's looking like he's kind of trying to find any lurkers there for Dignitas, whereas Dignitas are content to just kind of hold in mid. Flusha not really having too much luck right now, still on the hunt. But this is still just Team Dignitas this time around were able to, apart from like Pronax basically, able to take the fights at range and negate the how lethal CZs are close range or 5.7s are close range, right? They were able to take those fights, get them down with the rifles, and then just get control of the site.
Still, the damage done to Dignitas that round was actually kind of immense. At least 3 of their members were under 40 health, so Fnatic could have come away with a lot more kills. JW is going to be picking over an AWP here in the first buy round of the second half for the Swedes, and I'm not really surprised that happens. They didn't do it a lot on the terrorist side, but on the CT side, I would have been shocked if they hadn't.
Yeah, that's no big surprise. And the cool thing about Season, I guess, from an opera's standpoint, is the fact that you can go aggressive with the op in so many various places. You have so many openings that you can actually play with the op from, and that's something that suits JW really well.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how he's gonna exactly right. When you think Inferno, when you think basically any map these days, JW is everywhere on those maps, and there you go. He manages to pick up the first frag and even get out of there in time. Sipnik's expecting the follow-up shot. He's actually gonna catch JW turned around, so a bit delayed, but he gets the job done just the same.
Yeah, that's a big problem because now Olafmeister is going to get flashed out. He almost took down AC through the smoke. That was some really good spray control from Olafmeister, but the bomb is going to go down, and it's a 4-on-3 retake. A few grenades here could wonders for Fnatic, but they don't have them. They only have flashbangs, and that grenade lands right in the face of Olafmeister. He could have almost caught it and just thrown it straight back, but Dupree's going to take him down, and now Crims and Flusha, they're going to make a run for it. So Dignitas are going to win a huge round here. First time Fnatic buy, even with an AWP, they couldn't make it work.
Even with an entry frag, they couldn't make it work there. That was JW and really just Dignitas poised to be able to jump on the first opportunity that they got. And catching JW out in the open like that was all they needed, basically, to be able to just get onto that site and overwhelm the defense. So really nicely done there by Dignitas, not showing any kind of hesitation, just going in as soon as they found a weakness, they just struck gold.
Ooh. I don't know. I'm actually surprised that JW got caught running back then. It seemed like he had enough of distance between him and the people coming out of Squeakdoor that he should have been able to make his escape. I'm wondering if it wasn't on his mind that they were going to be that hot on his heels.
Might have been the case, but I don't think JW dying was what really killed them that round. I think it was more down to Pronax actually getting picked up as well. If Pronax is able to stay alive, if he plays from Horseshoe is kind of similar to what Pit is on Inferno on the CT side. If you manage to stay alive there for a long time, then you can do a ton of work for your team.
Look at this, JW here on the stairwell, waiting with the Mag 7 in hand, and if you were watching yesterday's games, then you may have an inkling about what we can expect. If they come around this corner, JW is one of the most freakishly insane people with this particular shotgun. He's named it Bank of Fnatic as well, which is definitely a very nice name for it. And Dupree, is he about to try and see if he can rob the bank? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Instant headshot, Olafmeister and Crims gaining kills. And now Dignitas are down to 2 people. They will get the return finally. And Crims is hiding in this corner. Not the best corner to hide in. He could use a little bit of backup. He's going to go down, and we're back into a 2-on-3.
Yeah, this is still a potential opening here for Dignitas to get some work done. If they could catch the man rotating in from B site, that's Flusha, walking into mid right now. Sipnix is still lurking, and AC finds the instant headshot. They're into a 2-on-2 now. Dignitas have managed to work their way back into this round.
Oh, Flusha, if he got picked off, then that would have been huge. Right now, Fnatic are holding both bomb sites, but with only 1 person each. And Dignitas, you can be sure they're going to put both person in 1 bomb site. So instead of sort of a 2-on-2, we have 2 2-on-1s. And actually, Fnatic are trying to mitigate that situation by rushing Flusha over here. And that's a great idea. JW picking off the 1 person. Sipnik's going to go down. Smooth work from JW. Gets the entry, gets the 2 follow-ups, and Fnatic do win the round. And that's huge for them. That's very nicely handled.
Yeah, just really solid play. Obviously, JW picking up that entry frag and underpass does a lot for them, especially because he's able to clear out the entire area as well in the meantime. So that kind of alleviates the pressure from that side of the map for Fnatic, and they're allowing themselves to actually move around more freely.
And now... Oh, Fetish misses another shot. 2 openings that Fetish could have had a kill in there. And he did exactly what you were talking about earlier, Ven, which is trying to see if he can get the mid control by using the orb. JW drops the bomb up here by Squeakdoor, trying to run away, and he's going to get found by AC. So a really vital return kill coming in here. Device going to take down Olaf, and Pronax falling as well. So Dignitas are looking for blood, and right now it's working out for them, but they still don't have a bomb site. And they got to be careful they don't drop more players right now.
They've done a magnificent job. Yeah, now they've got the bomb site. They've managed to put smokes down. They've cut it up as well. There's still Crim's kind of floating around mid, and he's going to get Fetish for free. Fetish never even glancing over there, but there's still 2 members alive here for Dignitas, and they've had time to get into solid positions to hold this site from.
Flusher, they just need that entry frag on somebody, then they can go all in here. It's only a 2-on-3, so just one more kill and it can happen. And there it is. Dupree's going to go down now. AC holding over here is going to be covering the kill, and then Device will take down Flusher in the background too. So Dignitas hold on to it, but not an unrealistic scenario. I think that Fnatic could have retaken the bomb site with that kind of entry frag. But the problem is, now they have to eco again, and this could be 13-9 before Fnatic can think about dying.
Yeah, this is the dangerous thing right now. This is the worst case scenario that we're always talking about when you're on the CT side. If you manage to win that one round, you have to make sure you get the second one as well, because otherwise this happens. You get reset down to $1,400 for your starting money, and you get, well, basically you're forced to eco again. You have to go for pistols. So Ultra Bombardment over towards a site from mid right there from Dignitas. So they aren't going to pick anything up with it, but they have found the entry, and now they just seem to be swarming. They're going to go for this B site very quickly here.
And not letting Fnatic move too much around the map. And Flusher already been found out here, down to 11 health. He's getting some shots in for free. And maybe Olafmeister can find a kill on Device here. That would be pretty important, picking up an AK or something like that. But he's also trapped by the ladder and should be going down. He's getting a lot of time to shoot here. And the bomb is planted, and Device will get that kill.
Oh, Device, very clean work from him. JW with his CZ, though, will find a kill on AC. Not going to find a second one, however. Fetish at range behind the boiler will be able to pick him up. This is now 13 rounds on the board for Dignitas. Question is, do Fnatic go for a force buy here? They barely have the money to do it. Olafmeister's going to have to go for a swag 7, but the rest of them should be able to get FAMASs and rifles here. They should be able to get rifles. It's going to be a double swag play here for Fnatic. Flusha and Olafmeister both going for the shotty.
Right now it's Dupree at 23 kills and JW at 22, so they're the 2 people really carrying either team. What do you think, Vendetta? Do you agree with this double Max 7 play?
I don't have...
We're going to get a chance to test it. I'm sorry here. Flusher gets caught rotating back, and the Danes, just maybe sensing weakness, is going to rush straight into the bomb site. Fetish gets picked off. Nice movement from JW. It's not over yet.
Positions here still. Team Dignitas kind of boxed in on this site, though. Fnatic are just going to be closing, but it's a series of 1v1s essentially right now for Team Dignitas, and they're going to be more than happy to take those fights.
Fnatic are running away. So now you get your chance, Vendetta. I mean, I guess it's kind of unfair now because we have hindsight and everything, but two Max 7s, do you think it was worth making this buy?
I actually think it was. Even though it didn't work out for them, you're still going to be able to put yourself in positions where you can get really close up to the T's. And you saw Flusha is trying to get pretty close towards that B entrance, and if he actually runs into people and gets one shot off, that could easily be a kill. And we know how easily that just escalates with the Mag 7 in your hand. We saw JW doing work pretty much the entire game all along by Squeaky Door on Nuke, and that's kind of the similar way it works here. So I don't really mind that at all. It's a perfectly fine buy to make, and they need rounds at this point anyway. So yeah.
Well, JW with an AWP is usually a good way to get an entry, Frank. So I don't blame them for attempting that avenue, and it works out great. Device wanted to challenge in the middle, and it didn't come out on top. Now that he's got the kill, he's actually staying where he is, which is kind of not that common for JW as a player, but maybe it's going to work out anyway. Pronax here, got to look the right way. Smoke's coming in. He's going to try and rush down Sipnix, and that works great. 2-on-4 here for Dignitas. Really nice play from Fnatic.
Yeah, nice timing hit there. No fear from Pronax. He manages to catch him completely off guard, and now I'm not going to call it yet because the last time we were in this situation, no, there you go. The Dignitas were able to fight their way back into it, and they've got the smoke to block off the position that JW is going to be coming through. And JW has no way to get in here to stop this plant.
But Flusher does. He's right behind him. Fetish has no clue. Flusher seconds away from doing this. Fetish misses the shot, and he should be going down. He will be going down now. AC trapped underneath the bridge, and this is not going to be a good idea. JW will drop him, and Fnatic do take up the round there. So, wow, Flusher's 1 kill made a huge difference. If he had gone down, though, that would have been scary. JW apparently has really long hands with that defuse. Fair enough. 10-14. Dignitas are only 2 rounds away from winning, and they have a lot of money. So, right now I would say it's kind of Dignitas' game to lose, even if they're on the terrorist side here.
Oh, for sure. This is Dignitas' game to lose. And again, seeing how they're so unpracticed and, well, that goes for both teams. I don't really think there's any severe bias in terms of what side is more favored than the other. I think it's perfectly fine for Dignitas to play the T side, and I don't think they're disadvantaged because of it.
Oh, Chronax, great damage here. Follow-up grenade's probably going to kill Dupree. Oh, no, it doesn't, and AZ will pick up the headshot. That should have definitely been the entry for Fnatic, and now Olofmeister caught in the weird position. They're actually throwing grenades into the back of his head. JW will pick up a kill. Olofmeister will too, and he's trying to hold back the Danish forces coming in. He's very low on health, but they do have the man advantage, and Dignitas... they can't afford to throw too many rounds away. They'll be able to buy next round even if they lose this one, but then it's going to be all over here. Fetish gets the first kill. JW picks up a great shot right through the box, and a second one too. That's now a triple. Device up there by the U-bend, looking to see if he can do this 1-on-3, but JW is just a madman, and Flusher's going to come in with another AWP to finish the round. Great work from Fnatic. Very nice defense. That could have been over much quicker. I think if Olofmeister goes down by that U-bend, Dignitas just push in and put the bomb down very fast.
Yeah, and that's why that horseshoe area is so important, really, to control, because that, basically him just staying alive on 20 HP made sure that 2 Dignitas members were not allowed to get onto the site. That's how big of a role it plays. So, well done by Fnatic to stay alive, and by JW to land those shots.
Well, a lot of movement over towards the A-bomb side again, and Olofmeister is going to catch Fetish, who was pretty flashed coming through there. Dupree's going to take him down afterwards, and we still have JW and Pronex inside the site here, and they're working really well together. JW chiming in with a kill. Device, well, he's going to be able to get the one. He doesn't have the bomb, though. He's got plenty of time, so if Fnatic don't play this smartly and, end up fighting him one at a time, he could technically do this, and he's going to find the first kill here on Crims. Taking way too long and actually taking some damage too that he didn't need to, but fair enough. He got the kill.
More importantly, they know exactly where he is now at this point. So he has to take more time to wrap around from a different angle, but there are 2 Fnatic members on this A site guarding this bomb, and they're in good positions to be able to hold this position, or positions to hold this angle the Device is going to be working in on.
Yeah. Device can still do that. That smoke the Flusher just threw down is going to be gone in about 7 seconds from now. And from that point on, Flusher has to constantly worry for that long area because he has no way of actually getting any help from Pronax until Device opts to actually run out of there.
Now the time's working against Device, though. Just 23 seconds here, and Device... That would have had to been an instant headshot and then an insane 90-degree turn to take down Flusher. But it was worth the attempt anyway. I mean, he did some good damage, took down a couple of players at least. And it's 14-12. Dignitas can actually not force it up anymore. They don't have the money for it. So now it's getting very interesting.
Only 3 rounds lost in a row here, so they aren't quite there yet. If they'd get a plant, if they had a plant, they definitely could have continued to keep the pressure up. But now, I like this call, though, from Dignitas, the fact that they are just going to go ahead and take a step back and be willing to potentially allow Dupree to go ahead and get the 1D, right?
Yeah, the running 1D, and then Device with the C set. Oh my god, Fnatic, don't let this go. That would be absolutely disastrous. Flusher's up here, but... Device, is he going to run back in? He doesn't get the shot. Flusher somehow misses that. The bomb is going to go down. This would be a huge upset for Fnatic if they lost to this eco round due to Deagle and CSET 75 action. Dupree is going to spot out Olofmeister, and he can't get the kill on him. Maybe not aware that he was going to be there. Bomb already ticking away, and Flusher still looking for a kill on somebody. He's going to pick off AZ, and now it's just Sipnix and Device holding down here. There is some time for it. Sipnix is going to go down, and now Device is in a very awkward position. They're already defusing, and all they have to do is wait for it here. Flusher, low on health, but it's going to be the round for Fnatic. They fight their way back in. And I actually think Dignitas could have played this round much better in the afterplant by simply standing still.
Well, what do you think?
And the kid's Dupree, he kind of had to get closer to the bomb site, so him getting picked up by Olofmeister in mid that isn't too much on him, really. He had to move somewhere towards the B bomb site. AZ perhaps could have been a little bit quicker to actually get in towards the jail area, or just stay on site for sure. Him getting caught out in the middle of nowhere is obviously not a great thing. Other than that, I think it just more or less came down to the fact that they weren't hitting the shots they needed to. Sipnix could have potentially picked up the guy pushing in on him on site, and Device as well. He actually landed a headshot on Flusha, but he didn't get that second bullet to connect.
Fnatic have a chance to tie up the score here and make it 14-14. And if they do, Dignitas will be able to buy next round, because they've lost now 4 rounds in a row, so they have the round loss bonus to work off at the very least here. But Fnatic are not going to give up too easily. They have an impressive win streak in the last couple of weeks, and they want to see if they can continue it. JW is in a really cool position on top of the roof here in towards the A-bomb site. Maybe that's going to be the thing that they need. Something that Dignitas haven't had to deal with yet.
Yeah, that's the important thing. They're holding on to these sorts of plays for the time, for when they're going to really count, when they're really going to matter. And this angle held by JW is going to be perfect. Dignitas are going to get drawn into the site, and JW's just going to be able to slaughter them. They don't even know where he's coming from.
Oh, but still Sipnix picked up that kill, but it doesn't matter. It's still going to be a 2-on-3 here. Device is in the middle, and he can't help out Sipnix. It'd be great if Sipnix could put the bomb down, and he's going to take Pronax out, so now it's a 2-on-2. Bomb is going to be planted. Device, well, they got to be careful. Flusha has that AWP. One grenade almost drops Sipnix, and now they know exactly where both players are. One just planted. Crims will pick up the first kill here. Device running up is almost going to catch him, and it's not quite going to be enough. He's got one bullet left trying to reload, and Flusha comes in for the kill. And Fnatic, well, there is a Molotov here, but he's still going to be able to defuse. 14-14, and Fnatic equalize. A very, very scary 2-on-2 that could have gone pretty much either way.
I'm actually surprised that Device opted to go for the reload instead of using his pistol in that situation.
Yeah, it felt like he wasn't really quite sure that... Yeah, maybe he didn't think that Flusha was going to be that aggressive, basically. That he was going to be, you know, juking around the box or something.
That very well might be the case.
Well, yeah, exactly, because the bomb was on the other side of the box from where Device was. So he probably thought, okay, Flusha's just going to keep his eyes on the bomb, and instead, Flusha just does Flusha things, right? And decides to rush him down.
That's also one thing that wasn't possible on the source version of the map. The fact that you could actually jump on top of the bomb boxes and basically leap over to the other side in the same manner. Because there were basically 2 double boxes instead of just 1.5, like there was on this bomb site.
Right.
Another opening frag coming in here for Fnatic, and they've been doing that a lot recently. Not just one, but usually 2 openings. And there's another one here for Device going down. Olofmeister doesn't really have to challenge any longer. JW in the middle. I mean, they could just play it safe, Fnatic, and wait for Dignitas to come into a bomb site right now. And that would be enough to potentially secure the match point here. Olofmeister walking very close, and they probably realize they've got one guy trapped in there with the Molotov.
Do they? They spotted the gun barrel. Olofmeister, he nearly gets the double spray, but AC finds the headshot first. There's still JW alive on the site, though. With that AWP, he is lethal. He picks him off, and it's now down to Fetish in a 1v4. He's got the bomb, though, and he's on the B site. But the hold now, he has to manage to actually hold this.
I can't even imagine the level of ninja play that's going to come out here if this is going to work. He smokes up once, and Crims already spotted him. Fetish gets the first kill, but he's down to 22, and now they're all coming in from exactly the same angle, so... Oh, if he just had one more player left alive here, they could do a lot of weird stuff. But right now, Fetish, the only way he does this is if they somehow forget to check in. Right now, they've all run past him. He's going to be hiding in the smoke, looking right through, but that box is going to cover. He can't get the kill. It's a really nice attempt, but it isn't enough. Fnatic make it to 15-14. Match and map point for the Swedes.
And this is just incredible out of Fnatic. Are they really going to keep their streak alive? What are they up to now as far as just well, they were at 14-0 at the beginning of last night, but they had a 2-0 victory. So at 16-0 right now? They're 16-0. Are they about to crack Dignitas and keep the streak alive?
It feels like this obviously is a game that could have gone absolutely either way, but it's definitely been very intense. This is one of the more fun matches we've had on season, at least. That's good news. Flusher opens up. He keeps spraying, and that was a very good decision. That could have almost killed another 2 players then. Crim's hiding in the corner, going to try and dock, but he gets the one, and he gets the double spray down as well. Ace is working out great. Device will take a kill, but there's still one guy in the bomb site. JW got here in time, and he's rocking 34 kills. It's a 1-on-3 for Fetish to try and force some sort of overtime scenario here, and Fetish doesn't get the headshot. He reveals his position, and JW gets to 35. Fnatic stay alive and keep the streak, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen, 16-14 for the Swedes. Okay, then.
What a comeback. Just as simple as that. What an insane comeback from the Swedes. Fnatic, I thought for a second there that Dignitas were going to break them in the end. They just looked so good getting on that 14th round.
All right, well, guys, we don't have a lot of time. In fact, we just have about 5 minutes until the next match is up, so stay tuned. We will be right back with the next game of the evening here, which is going to be Virtus.pro and Dignitas. So don't go far. We're going to fix the mumble so we have a little bit better audio than we had this game, and then we're going to be right back. So stay tuned with us here, and we'll be joining you any second.